Good evening, everyone, and very warm welcome to Asian Town Cricket Stadium here in Doha for the Day 2 action of the QAC Ramadan T10 Cup 2022, being powered by Elite Sports. Match number 3 of the competition, match number 1 today, and it promises to be an exciting affair. It is Prime Gladiators taking on the team Stallions in the first match today evening. The lights are on, fantastic weather conditions here. The breeze is blowing across the ground, giving soothing effect to all the spectators and players. And they will certainly enjoy these conditions here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium, where the action will continue till 22nd of April 2022. Cricket is thriving here in the deserts of Qatar here. Is going to behave. And there was support for the
It's day 2 of Ooredoo presents QCA Ramadan T10 powered by Elite Sports. It's the same surface on which the teams played last evening as well. We did see last evening that the captains winning the toss decided to bat first and ended up winning as well. They want to believe that this is a surface where you want to put the runs on the board. But a quick look at this pitch and you get an indication that there is absolutely no live grass over here. And this means that it's going to play once again a very, very batting oriented surface, but with the slow ball bowlers getting a lot of assistance. We did see the new ball doing something under lights. We did see the ball turn as well when the spinners came into play. We saw the ball also carry from the good length spot. So there's a lot to offer here for the bowlers, but if the batter can get his eye in, I strongly believe there's enough runs on the board. If I'm the captain and I win the toss, I'll play safe. I'll decide to bat first.
going to be a good surface to bat on, and team winning the toss and batting first. Will that be the decision? Will there be any alteration in decision making? It's over to Raja, who is with two captains for the toss.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're here for the second day of this cricketing extravaganza in Doha, Qatar. We've had an excellent first day and we're here for the second one. And the first game today is being played between the Prime Gladiators and Stallions Cricket Club. It promises to be an absolute enthralling encounter. We've got the captains and the match referee out here for the toss. We've got Mr. Saeed Imran and Deepak Singh. Who's going to toss the coin?
That's me. I'm going to toss the coin.
Right. Okay,
yeah?
please, he's all set. Let's go.
Well, flip. 1, 2, 4. It is in head.
That's referee. So, Sayed, you won the toss. What have you decided to do?
Yeah, I'll go for bat first.
Any particular reasons for why you would like to bat first?
As I see in last 2 matches, and then about that, I'll go with that.
What's your squad combination for this game then?
It's okay. We are basically batting combination is okay. Then we'll go for the bat. That's why.
And what kind of a total do you think is safe to defend on this ground?
We have seen that 90 maybe. Inshallah, we hope so.
Well, thank you very much. All the very best, Prime Gladiators, and go well.
Yeah, thank you.
All the best.
Hi, you've lost the toss, but do you think that would be a factor later on in this innings?
Not really, because see, in T10 there is hardly any control over the toss. So we would like to stick to our strength. We have a game plan, which is either matching batting first and as well as bowling second. So we haven't plans in place. I think we have the right players to actually put it in the place. It's against the trend. We saw what on the first day, but this is just the early days of the tournament. So I think we'll see trends also team probably batting second and chasing as well as in winning. That's usually what happens.
And tell us about your team combination.
The team combination is, see, it's T10, so we have ensured all the 11 players are sound in terms of bat and ball. So pretty much an all-round team with top 4-5 as batsmen, and then we have all-rounders coming in, and there are a couple of specialist bowlers as well.
Well, thank you very much, and all the very best. So the news, gentlemen, out here is that the Prime Gladiators have won the toss, and they've decided to bat first.
Match. So the trend continues, the trend of winning the toss and batting first, as on the opening day, both teams winning. Batting first with a comprehensive margin of 21 and 26 respectively. In the commentary box, I'm Devendra. With me, Chandra. Good evening.
Good evening, Devendra. Good evening, one and all. Welcome to this second exciting day of QCA T10 Ramadan Cup. Wonderful lineup there. We have Prime Gladiators. The team looks so balanced. They have a lot of mix in terms of all-rounders who can take the game away from the opponents. Good bowling lineup there. They have a couple of very good top order batsmen who will be, clinical for the batting tonight. We have seen already Prime Gladiators won the toss and they will be batting first. That's about the team Prime Gladiators. On the other hand, the Stallions led by Deepak. Deepak said he will be having his own plans, whether he will be batting first or bowling first. So losing the toss for him was not at all an issue tonight. Deepak with his team, some great all-rounders there as well. We see the wicketkeeper, who is a very good batsman. He can take the middle orders up and above for the opponents here. Good bowling mix as well. They have a couple of good spinners as well.
So, winning the toss and batting first is the team Prime Gladiators. Will there be different result today in the first match of the Qatar T10 Championship here on day 2 of the competition?
Devinder, we've seen once again a toss won by a team, and they will be batting first. So here's the first ball of the evening tonight. That was a wide to start with. The bowler Deepak Singh himself, the captain of the team. If you look at the two openers, Mahbub and Nasif, these two have been clinical in the domestic circuit here. I have witnessed them play here. They have been very good. Deepak with his second ball.
It's full and it's beaten outside the opposite. A lovely delivery, a peach of a delivery. Excellent line, length and movement.
And what playing conditions here. A breeze to start with this evening. The day was hot, but then the breeze is now on. Soothing for each and every person here. Deepak Singh with his slow medium. Bowling attack. A quick single. There could be a run out chance, but no. A wild throw. And the Gladiators opening their account with a single.
Relief for Mahbub. Getting that first run does not matter what the format they're playing. In T10 in particular, when you're thinking too much about stroke making and getting runs, making use of the power play overs as well. Field restrictions for 3 overs. And that's where the focus would be on getting as many boundaries as possible. Left and right combination.
Oh yeah, this should be some confusing stuff for the bowling team. But remember, Devinder, this is a T10 game, so everybody will want to take on the bowlers from ball number 1.
2 men patrolling on the boundary, men at the third man on the boundary, and men at the point on the offside for the left-hander.
Deepak Singh once again. This time, this has been glanced to the leg side, not getting the connection what the batsman wanted to have. A single to the total has been added.
Tennis ball bounce, and it certainly creates problems at times, especially when the batter is near the crease. Like to have good feel of the conditions, also want to watch the ball carefully, and especially for the first 10 deliveries when you are playing your cricket consciously. This time goes big. It's a beautiful shot just over the top of that fielder. Excellent effort, but the batters will be through for 2 runs.
That's what exactly I was saying. A T10 game and batsmen will take on the bowlers. This is what exactly Mahbub has started here. Though not getting the full face of the bat onto the ball, but two runs added to the total though.
This glides the ball and he gets the gap as well. Will be back for the second as well. This is good cricket. He's staying still at the crease and then looking to manufacture shots. One lofted shot over the top of the man at mid-off and then just waiting deep in the crease to get a single through that gliding stroke between the man at the gully region and a point.
Devinder, I had been saying this yesterday as well. The slow medium will do the trick for the bowling team. Here we have Deepak Singh once again. This time a swing and a miss, but the ball was way outside the off stump. Umpire had no hesitation to give it a wide.
Length is not a problem from Deepak, captain of the side as well. Trying to get some movement, as Mikhail also mentioned in the pitch report, kind of conditions under lights. There is always a scope of getting some movement. This time he gets the edge, but there is a man at the third man region, so he will have to settle for a single. He's getting the ball to move, and he's getting some perches as well. 8 for no wicket. It becomes 9 for no wicket from the first over. Very good start.
Very good
batting
start,
department.
yes. Looking at the temperament of the batsmen, you know, they didn't take any risk, although the boundaries have not come, no boundaries yet scored in the over. So 9 runs from the first over. Prime Gladiators will be happy with the start they've got.
Also, the kind of composure that they have shown in the first over, that's going to be exciting to see, because what we saw yesterday is that most of the batters were rushing into their strokes, trying to come down the pitch, trying to manufacture different shots. But this has been composed work so far from the first over.
This being a T10 game, this is QCA T10 Ramadan Cup powered by Ooredoo. It's a wonderful, wonderful environment here. The local talent being tested, their skills being tested, and I'm sure one of the teams will come as victorious team at the end of this tournament.
Saravana is the bowler now from the industrial area end. They haven't got slip in position there. Man at the backward point and the man at the point position on the offside. Works the ball away on the onside, but
Oh, this could be dangerous. This could be out, and he is out. That's a suicide by the batsman. They never had a coordination on this run. There was never a run on this ball. The ball was in the hands of the keeper. It was just a lot of time on keeper's hands to throw it accurately at the stumps. One down.
there was no run available there, and then the hesitation, and that allowed the wicketkeeper that extra time to aim at the stumps and break the stumps, successful in getting the wicket in form of run out. Two batters looking composed, but not this time around. Hesitation and decision making resulting in a wicket. Mehboob is gone. First wicket down.
How many times has this happened? A run out in the second over, Devender, and this one was definitely suicidal. He had no clue whatsoever. The two batsmen, no coordination at all.
First of all, the single was not available. It was the responsibility of the non-striker to shout and tell that there is no single available, as he was looking back towards the keeper whether he has collected it or not. Had that been a convincing call, had he run, he could have put additional pressure on the mind of the keeper and would have completed the single as well. That was not the case. The hesitation resulted in extra time for the keeper, and he made sure that he was accurate with his throw, prizing out the first wicket in form of run out.
And that's why we say suicidal run out is suicide, and bowling a no ball is a crime in cricket. Sarvana with a successful first ball, although it was a run out, a wicket nonetheless. Sajjad is the new batsman, but Mehboob will face. He has defended it, playing very safe.
Looking to get himself in this over. He knows that there is always time in T10 as well, so he wants to get used to the pitch conditions, also the ball coming at him, the nature of deliveries that he's bowling at the moment towards him, and that's where he would like to take a little bit of extra time. He believes that he can catch up with the run rate as well.
The Savannah with his next ball. This one has been put to the pads. Single completed. This should be a leg by.
There has been conscious effort in this innings about batters not trying to go too hard at the ball, and just they've been waiting and they're trying to find the gaps. No wonder we saw that another delicate shot, the leg glance towards the fine leg, with fine leg up in the circle.
Well, I think the strategy would be to keep the wickets in hand, because it's a T10 game. If you start hitting after sixth over, anything is possible. A score of 100 is possible. This time, wonderful bowling by Sarvana. The ball came in sharply and had no room for the batsman to play a shot, just defended to an extra cover region.
The matter of the fact is that most of the players have been playing in different formats across Qatar as well whenever they get opportunities. So they learned it very quickly. They have the understanding about the game plans, and no wonder what they witnessed yesterday, taken a lesson from that and looking to have a clear game plan in the batting department as well.
This one has been flicked, and flicked hard. Batsman trying to take 2 runs, and comfortable 2 runs. Well, yes, Devinder, you are right. It's been signaled a leg by. Down the leg side for 2 runs. The players who have been playing here local circuit, yes, this is a wonderful chance for them to showcase their talent, showcase their skills. Qatar Cricket Association, QCA, coming up with new ideas of nurturing the talents of new young boys. Here we are once again. This time it's been defended straight to the fields, man. No runs.
There is no doubt about the level of skill. It's about control and discipline because of not having the exposure or consistency in play. With better plans in place in future, with the possibility of having an organized setup at Qatar Cricket Association, 2 overs gone. It's 12 for 1. You will see the players coming up with better game plan, with better accuracy in line and length. It's about conditioning. It's about regularity in action. Once you get regular with your work, you're bound to succeed, bound to get better, and that's missing so far in this contest. And we have seen plenty of wides or runouts because they haven't been playing consistent cricket.
Absolutely, absolutely. But then when we come to this particular game, now it's already 2 overs. This is the last over of the power play. As a captain, as a batting side captain, what would you think right now? Because you're scoring at the rate of 6, and there's no boundary yet which has been scored.
And this is the last over of the power play. So with only 2 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle, I think they should be thinking about going for big shots. Not quite getting the timing right. This is the over they should be thinking about getting at least 12 to 15 runs.
Absolutely. Omer, the new bowler, he is also bowling very, very slow outside the off stump, which gives no pace, no room to the batsman to hit his shots. The first ball was edged straight back to the bowler.
He's beaten him. Great delivery.
Wonderful delivery that. Straight up, not in the zone. This has been pitched up. Ball goes to the keeper. Wonderful start of the over.
Does not have the pace, but he's relying on his strength. That's getting the ball to swing.
That's again a wonderful delivery. Batsman wanting the umpire to stretch his arms, but no, the line belongs to the umpire. It was well within the line, well within the boundary of wide ball. So 3 dot balls. This is gold dust in T10 cricket, Devinder.
Wicket or boundary, because there will be this pressure of getting the boundary in some fashion. That's all right. They have already shown the composer, but composer does not work all the time in T10. It's about getting runs as well. If not in a methodical fashion, in proper fashion, with the agricultural shot as well, he needs to do something about this. This time he hammers the ball away.
This was a full toss. Just a single. This is still a very, very good over. What is the thought of the batsman going on? He should have converted this ball into a boundary or a 2 or a 3, because this is still the power play.
Well, his mind is on the scorecard at the moment. He's seeing 13 for 1 on the digital scorecard, and he knows that that's not good enough. He needs to produce boundary, and that's why he's feeling the pressure. Bowler is enjoying because he's concentrating on his own skills. He's thinking about, okay, where I want to pitch the ball, what I want to do with the ball, and that's what he's been doing.
That's a big appeal. I think there is a bit of bat involved in that. Umpire, no, it's a leg by. Probably going down the line, down the leg stump, or maybe the height was a reason.
There was a bit of extra bounce, and as we saw yesterday evening, ball bouncing a bit. He was in line with his stumps, but it was going over the top, I believe. This time looking to hammer the ball through the onside. He finds the fielder. Runs not coming, boundaries not coming now. They started well, getting 9 runs from the first over, but after that it's been frustration for the batting unit so far. They might have lost just 1 wicket, but only 14 for 1 in 3 overs. The power play overs haven't been utilized as they wanted, especially in the last 2 overs. It's been excellent bowling from the Stallion bowlers.
What an over from Omer. That's a very, very wonderful start to his spell. We saw an early wicket falling down in the form of Naseef. Prime Gladiators, they won the toss, elected to bat. Till now, this has not been happening for them. They're 14 for the loss of 1 wicket. We should be seeing some stroke play in this over or after this over. Sarvana with his second over. He has bowled a wonderful first over. This time the connection is through. It's a clean shot. And all the way to the stands for a huge 6.
Well, they've been waiting for this kind of stroke for quite some time. Umpire looking to confirm with the fielder there on the boundary. Is this the first 6 of the evening? Excellent strike, nonetheless. Has that carried all the way? Yes, it has. It's gone for a 6, first 6 of the evening.
What a connection this. What a connection. He was on the pitch of the ball. Never hesitated to hit that shot. Long and handsome, beautiful shot for a 6.
Shades of Tendulkar tonking Keddick in heading the test match.
What a comparison, Deepinder. That's a wonderful comparison, yeah? Long back.
It's what invoking memories as well.
Sarvana will be on pressure. Next ball. This time it's been played straight to the cover region. And again a 4. What a wonderful shot. That was bisected between two fielders.
The fielding has to be slightly better. Look at this one. Pitched up delivery. An excellent stroke. With better effort, a little bit better effort, could have stopped that one from travelling to the bound, but great timing.
That was
excellent shot as well from the middle of the bat. He waited for that and then they made sure that he punched it beautifully for 4. 24 for 1.
pressure on the bowler now. Sarvana, he has already conceded 6 and a 4. Now the third ball. We'll have to wait and watch. That was also a very loose delivery. Not sure why the batsman couldn't convert this. Only a single conceded. Went straight to the third man region.
Prime Gladiators captain winning the toss and batting first, 24 for 1. The first over they collected 9 runs from the first over, then 2 excellent overs. This has been an excellent over. 11 already with 3 deliveries to go. He's beaten.
Sarvana, he was under pressure, but what a comeback, two good deliveries, a single and a dot. This time the batsman was beaten. The ball went just past the leg stump.
Tells us something about his ability, his mindset as a bowler as well. After being hit for 6 and 4, was searching for opportunities. Now is sticking to the areas where he feels comfortable.
Sarvana once again this time. Wonderfully bowled. Wonderfully. There's an appeal. There's a big appeal. But by the time the ball was collected, a single has been taken.
He's continuing to search for that movement that is getting in the air at the moment by pitching the ball up and looking to trap the batsman in front on the pads.
So was there a bat involved in that last ball, Devender?
Looked like there was some part of the bat involved, otherwise would have been given out LBW. Last ball of the over, number 4. Stroked away and into the gap through the offside. The ball is zooming across the outfield for 4. A glistening stroke on this lightning quick outfield. Once into the gap, once it cleared the 30-yard circle, no chance for the fielder to reach there. Pitched up delivery, again creating a bit of room for himself, and then just thumped the ball away. Not far away from that fielder, but such was the timing. Such was the quality of the stroke that it travelled all the way for 4.
Pitched too high, pitched too not in the zone, so that's a 4.
Ooredoo presents Qatar Cricket Association T10 Ramadan Cup 2022. Total of 31 league matches and the final. The final will be played on 22nd of April. Plenty of cricket coming up. And already the tournament off to an exciting start. Today in particular, this has been an excellent contest between the batting unit and bowling unit.
We are in the 5th over. This is Prime Gladiators. The score is 30 for 1. They have been scoring at the rate of 7.5. The first over was good. Second and third over, slightly better from the bowling perspective. Fourth over conceding those runs. 1-6, couple of boundaries. This is Usman with his first over of his spell. That's where the spin comes into attack.
Also, Chandra, the nature of the surface, it's very different from what we saw yesterday. The ball keeping up and low at times, getting the bowlers were getting a bit of a turn also. Today, the ball is coming quite well onto the bat. No wonder batsmen, they've been able to time the stroke well. We saw some delightful shots Very well timed shots for 4. A gentle pushes, from the batters travelling all the way to the boundary.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is a wonderful phase of the game, Devinder. Now, the spin has been put in place. We will have to see what is the strategy of the captain, Said. This is the first ball.
Pulled away. Beautiful stroke into the gap for 4. There was a fielder at the square region on the onside, not far away from him, but very well timed stroke again, picking the length early and smacking the ball to the square boundary for 4.
Well, that was a wonderful shot. He waited for the ball to come in. It was a pitch delivery, but then there was a lot of room. There was a lot of room. The batsman making no mistake whatsoever. Boundary for taking.
3 fielders on the onside, patrolling on the boundary, man at the square position, mid-wicket and long on. Long off on the offside, man at the sweeper on the offside position. This time goes down the ground. It's a superb stroke. It's gone all the way for a 6. There was a fielder, but he was a mere spectator. And another excellent strike. The timing was absolutely fantastic. And the ball travelled all the way for a 6. Did not try to hit that one hard. A beautiful connection.
As I said, Devinder, at the beginning when we were showing the lineups, the 3 batsmen of this one has been hit for one more 6.
It's raining 6s now. From a boundary draw to plenty of boundaries from this over. 4, 6, 6. This time through the onside over mid-wicket. Great timing. He's trying to pitch the ball up. Was successful with his plan in the first over, but not in this over. This time cuts it away. There's a protection there on the boundaries. We'll have to limit it to single. This has been a very, very expensive over from bowling perspective. This could be the game-changing phase as well. It was not all about power play overs. If you are powerful as a batter, have the power in your arms, you can clear it even when the field is spread.
How has the game changed? We have seen so many runs coming here in this over. 47 for 1. This one. And the score rate is 10, and which makes it with this dot ball to 9.7. How has the game changed, Devinder?
It's changing drastically, quickly. This time looking to guide the ball through the offside. Dot ball will finish the over number 5. It's 47 for 1. There will be change in voices. Will they reach around 110 or not? Mikhail Vaswani will be joined by Raja Anjum.
Thank you very much, Devinder. What a start this has been for the Gladiators. Pretty much Gladiators batting in the middle at the moment. And they've just mixed the aggression with so much of class as well. Some exquisite drives, good use of the feet. And the decision of batting first is actually paying off.
Well, yes, we have seen it yesterday as well. And that's a lesson which the captains will be taking forward. And yes, at the end of the 5th over, it's 47 for 1. And it's time to welcome Raza.
Ronak introduced into the attack. Goes big this time, does not quite get to the pitch of the ball. It was a wild swing. Work to do there for mid-wicket. And this is going to be a very interesting passage of play. They have 9 wickets in hand. And they have 30 deliveries on offer. And at the moment, Ronak will be aware that both these batters will look to play big this time. Just taking the pace off it. Nicely fielded. Very nicely fielded at covers. Bowling a very, very teasing pace of spin over your Ronak. Prime Gladiators winning the toss early in the day, deciding to bat first. They're off to a flying start. Gives the charge this time, misses it, and he's been stumped. Slow through the air, beaten in the flight, didn't quite get to the pitch of the ball. Ronak strikes, Sajjad has to depart, much needed wicket. And this will really, really help the bowling team to come back. And just the right time to introduce and welcome Razanjum.
Thank
Thank you very much, Mikhail. I'm a little bit out of breath here. Hopefully not out of sorts and just joining the commentary box at the right time, I guess. A wicket has fallen. A timely wicket here for the Gladiators. They've broken through just when they needed it.
Oh yes, much needed wicket just when it looked like the Gladiators were on the highway taking the game away from them. Saeed has to depart. He played a very fine innings, 21 of 15. Once again a batter getting the start but not being able to convert it. 21 quick fire runs in 15 deliveries. But Mehboob is still there in the middle, 22 of 70.
Right, it's been an interesting passage of play. 49 for 2, our prime Gladiators, and it's about time, I think, that they will be looking to up the ante. No better time for it than now, that's for sure. Ronak is going to be bowling the fourth ball of this over to Sayed, who's just walked into the crease. And it was a full toss, a streaky stroke, no timing on that one. The feet were all at sea. Another dot ball.
I'll tell you what, Raza, in the T10 format, I've never seen a spinner giving it so much loop and flight like the way Ronak is doing. Once again, so close to the off stump. How did it miss?
Well, if it was a test match, Mikhail, the batsman could have gone for a lunch break and came back in to cope with that flight. The ball might still have been landing down.
Yeah, but lucky enough there, didn't quite get that, or rather just brushed that off stump. You know, he's bowling at such a slow pace that the batter is in two minds. This time he goes big, but has he got the distance? No, it's been put down. Should have been taken. He did the effort there of getting underneath that, but not quite really. The ball was dying on him, kept low, and in the end a chance goes a begging.
Yeah, should have been taken, I think. We'll have a look at that ball again. I think it was an absolute sitter going straight down the fielder's throat. They don't really come any easier than that in this format. And chance goes a begging for sure.
But what an over it's been by Ronak. 3 runs and a wicket coming off it. And the 50 as well up in the 6th over. Buildings and skyscrapers, number 4 and 5 have been very, very good overs here for prime Gladiators. Ronak's 6th over really pulling things back into the equation. And just when it looked like they were looking good to get to somewhere around 100, the momentum has shifted.
Well, this time bowling it way wide outside the off stump. This has been a bit of a pattern in this tournament so far. Lots of wides being bowled by the bowlers. A dew could be a factor. Once again, wide at the off stump, and he's hit that really high. There is a fieldsman coming underneath it, and another one goes down. Well, once again, I think at that level, those catches need to be taken. Technique might be in question. He was underneath that delivery. We'll have a look at the replay. The feet going nowhere. The head was nowhere as well. A sitter once again.
Oh yes, it was in the air for a very long time, but this time around, he says, you drop me and I'll make you pay for it. He goes downtown and gets a big 6. He says, go fetch that. And that's what happens when you drop catches in the middle. You allow the batters to get the momentum as well. Once again, tossed up in the slot, and all he had to do was just get to the pitch of the ball and play that over long on. A very fine hit, and all of a sudden, the Gladiators are looking dangerous.
Well, that's adding insult to injury. Absolutely. Dropped a catch, and the next ball goes out of the boundary for a 6, and this time missing those stumps just by a whisker. Trying to play that ball across the line. Feet were nowhere. And missed it. All ends up.
The batsman wondering, how did I miss that short delivery? The bowler wondering, how did he miss the stumps? Much better line. Oh, this is going to be a very close run. They somehow make it. The throw was once again wayward. All happening here. Catch being dropped in this over by the captain himself, Deepak Singh.
It was a bit ambitious. It was a bit ambitious there by the batsman trying to go through for a single.
But for that 6, it's otherwise been a very tidy over. Once again looking to play big. There's no method to the madness at the moment. They're practically throwing their bats at everything. Swing and a miss once again.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you on that one. And one of the patterns that we have noticed throughout this tournament is batsmen trying to swing wildly off their hips with feet being all at sea. And this match hasn't been any different, although we've seen some quality shots being played. Once again, a flighty delivery. He's mistimed it. And is there a fielder coming underneath? Oh no, that's another one. Another one put down. Wow, it's all happening in Doha, Qatar.
This isn't a highlights package, let me tell you. It's real-time catches being dropped at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium. The batters are living a charmed life, and in the process they're finding the big hits as well. The 7th over concludes with as many as 2 catches being dropped in the very same over, 6 being hit, and they crawl to 63 for 2, the Gladiators, with another 18 deliveries left.
Yeah, I think, Mikhail, this could well be a challenging total still. It doesn't look like it on paper, but obviously we saw what happened in the matches that were played yesterday. Low-scoring games, but the sides batting first, were still able to come out on top.
I'm not surprised, captains winning the toss, deciding to bat first. It's a pattern they're all following. The winning mantra at the moment is win toss, bat first. Tossed up, it's a no ball as well. Converted that into a low full toss. 1 for the throw and 1 for the hit. So they complete 2 runs. Very, very ordinary cricket here by the Stallions. They need to really tighten things up in the ground.
Yeah, that's schoolboy stuff, really. And we're in for a free hit. Brace yourself, guys. Let's see what the batsman can do with this one. Another flighted delivery, and once again an onside heave would just earn him a single. Another swing, another miscued stroke. Free hit has all been wasted.
Despite all the drop catches, still believe Stallions have done well to keep them quiet at 67 in the 8th over. Another tossed up delivery, looks to go big, gets atop it. This time the catch is taken, and the captain himself, Deepak Singh, says, I will do the job. I dropped one earlier, but I will not drop this one. Another wicket falls, a nothing shot over there, and he perishes in his bid to accelerate.
Oh, that's good to see, isn't it? Finally, a catch being taken, and the captain leading by example. He would be such a relieved man at this stage. Finally won, and he had to lead by example on that occasion. Prime Gladiators losing their 3rd wicket as Shabir walks out in the middle. He's got a humongous task on his hands here. Just 3 overs to go. No time to settle in. No time to get his eye in. But he has to make sure that he gets his team to a reasonable score at the end of these 10 overs.
Much needed wicket here for the Stallions. Ronak has been very effective once again, just taking the pace off it, bowling it wide of the batter. Very smart bowling. They'll go for the throw as well. Very good running in the end. They need to show some kind of urgency in the middle.
Yeah, I just noticed the batsman slipped as he had his dancing shoes on, came down the track for that one. So obviously lost his balance a little bit. Did well to recover right at the end though. And he's hit that through the onside this time, and it's gone straight down the fielder's throat. And the bowler is absolutely ecstatic. Another one bites the dust.
Now this is what happens when you take the pace of the ball. The effort increases with the bat. This one needed more power to clear the fielder at mid-wicket. Another very unconventional way of taking the catch, but he holds on to it. And Ronak strikes for the 3rd time in his 2 overs, and what a run he's having in the middle. Mahbub departs for 36 of 24. A very promising inning comes to an end. And at the moment, the Gladiators in some sort of trouble.
Yeah, I think a timed wicket, and we have seen in this form of the game, players bowling at Ronak's pace have been successful. They've been able to make the inroads, get the wickets, and once again 2 wickets have already fallen in this over as Ronak continues. And he's trying to be a bit cheeky. It takes a bit of unorthodox style and skill to execute that shot. Couldn't quite connect it, but the intention was right.
The only flip side of playing such shots is if you miss it, it looks ugly. And if you get it, it looks wonderful to play as well. This time, Shabir deciding to do that in the very first ball he was facing. Another, wideish delivery. Just lobbed to backward point. They'll steal a single. What an over this has been. A no ball, a single, a wicket, 2 runs, a wicket and a dot ball. 4 runs and 2 wickets, 5 runs and 2 wickets in Ronak's second over. He's been wonderful this evening. 10 runs for his 2 overs and 3 wickets at an economy of 5. He's come in and done the job for his captain and brought them back in this equation.
Yeah, I think he's done a fantastic job. His captain would be really pleased with the way he stood up tonight, getting the crucial breakthroughs, and I'm sure he'll be really pleased with his performance. And I think he's probably set the trend, set the blueprint of bowling for other teams in this tournament. Bowl it slow, flight it up, and it will pay dividends. And this time it was wide outside the off stump, and was signalled as that by the umpire as well. Umair into his second over. He's only given away 2 runs, so really economical.
Well, yes, they've really come back well in this game. Stallions, for the initial part of the game, it looked like they were in trouble, and in the process now, there's a no ball as well, which means a free hit on offer. And just the right time for Shabir to tee off. He's been trying to play some very unconventional shots. No better time to unleash his wide array of shots that he has in his repertoire. 2 new batters in the middle, and all of a sudden, Prime Gladiators have just lost the plot. Goes big down the leg side, of poor bowling. Beats the wicket-keeper as well, but that'll be cut off by the fielder. They'll take 2 runs in the end.
Well, just when we were praising him, Mikhail, a bit of commentator's curse coming into play, and the free hit will remain after that wide. He'd bowled so well up until that moment, and now the pressure has been reverted back on him and back on his team as well. Free hit. And this time, once again, a cross-batted heave. The intention was probably right there. Execution, not quite there.
.74 for 4. 9th over in progress. Gladiators winning the toss. Batting first. They'll be eyeing that 100-run mark. Once again down the leg side. Is making life difficult for them. For the wicket-keeper, beg your pardon. Umair is just not able to find the rhythm at the moment. We know the ball does something under lights. We've seen it last evening as well, Raza.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's not been able to control that swing he's getting. And yeah, we'll get back to it after this ball. Another wide there. I think these are the moments in the game when the captain needs to step in, calm his bowler down, slow the game up a little bit perhaps, because you could easily make the mistake of carrying on with things and giving it away. That's a good comeback. Good ball. Once again, the batsman, as you see, he was trying to hit that cross-batted. His head falling over, feet nowhere near the pitch of the ball. I think the blueprint for him should be quite simple. Bowl outside that off stump, make the batsman stretch.
Cut away this time. We'll keep that to a single. So it's, despite all the extras, the big hits have just eluded. But in the process, after bowling 6 deliveries, rather 7, he still has another 3 more deliveries to be bowled. As many as 10 deliveries. That's if he does not bowl another extra.
Well, this time was a Yorker and he's cleaned him up there. Fantastic piece of bowling, exactly where you need to be. in the death overs, right up in the block hole, and it disturbs the furniture. Nice and simple action, nowhere near the pitch of the ball, the batsman, and it's the 5th wicket down for Prime Gladiators. They're 79 for 5 and in a bit of spot of bother.
Yes, the start was good for the Gladiators, but they've lost their way towards the latter half of the innings. Faisal has to depart without scoring. Umair striking despite all the extras. He gets one right on target underneath the bat. And Castles, Faisal, half the side in the dugout, 79 runs on the board, and another 8 deliveries, rather legal deliveries left in this innings.
I think he's finally got that right despite being a bit wayward in this over. He got one right up where it all matters. Not many batsmen around the world who could do much with that kind of a length. He's still got 2 more deliveries to go in this over. This Nafis on strike. He's played it away down to the deep long on. Will only get a single. Wanted to come back for the second, but was sharp piece of work by the fielder at the deep long on boundary.
Most teams have preferred batting first, winning the toss. That's because they believe teams chasing have always felt the pressure in the 10-over contest. Is 80 enough for the Gladiators? They'll still get more than that. Nicely bowled this time. Finally the over completes. As many as 10 deliveries bowled to complete this 9th over. 80 for 5. Another 6 deliveries left in this innings for Gladiators. Deepak Singh bowled just 1 over for 9 runs, but it was Ronak Singh who really started with the ball. 3 for 10 in his 2. Usman was costly, giving away 30. But otherwise, Umair as well in the last over, his getting the wicket of Faisal, bowled well for his 2 overs, conceding only 11 runs.
I think Ronak Singh for me has really set the tone for in this innings for the Stallions. Looping the ball up, not giving any pace whatsoever to the batsman, bowling the right kind of lengths and areas, making the batsmen work hard for their runs and making crucial breakthroughs as well. So this will be the last over in progress in a bit, and Prime Gladiators would be eyeing a score somewhere near 100 here. They need to get 20 of this over or more to stay in contention.
Very interesting choice there of going in with a new bowler for the final over. Hetul has been introduced. Deepak Singh bowled a very fine first over, the captain. He could have easily brought himself back into the attack. But all of a sudden they decide, no, we'll go in with a medium pacer.
Maybe something out of the box. Well, he's got an unconventional action, and the first ball played away to the deep long on region and comfortably comes back for the second there. There was a bit of a scare. Just for a second I thought he might be in trouble, but comfortably making to his crease in the end.
Oh yes, one for the shot and one for the throw. What I'm trying to once again reiterate, each time you take the pace of the ball, Raza, scoring becomes all that more difficult. Look at the effort the batter had to take to clear this ball. This is a very, very teasing pace. Again, he has to go big, almost dragging that onto the stumps. Nicely cut off at short fine leg. He'll keep that to a single. Because you take the pace off it, you just make it difficult for the big hits.
And also I think Deepak might have just played a master card there. A bowler with an unconventional action. Looks like the ball is going to come fast to you, but it's slow in the air, deceptive. Once again, it's short and has held that on its way, and that's a much needed boundary here for Prime Gladiators. It was bowled into the hips, didn't really have to do much, just swiveled and yeah, just helping it over that short fine leg for another boundary.
Well, that's very poor execution with the fine leg up in the circle. That's not the line Hetul should be bowling, but Deepak Singh has put his fate in the youngster and decided to give the final over. He already conceded 7 runs in the 3 deliveries. This time it's short and wide, just nudges it towards point, rather covers for a single.
if ever there was a time for dab and run, this wasn't it. Mikhail, dab and run in the last over, the 10th over of a T10 match. What do you make of that?
Especially when you have 5 wickets in hand. You'd ideally want to be thinking that you're playing in the golfing greens. I'll tell you what, 2 more deliveries, 2 big hits will just ease the pressure when they come out to field. He's picked that up from outside off and played it towards the mid-wicket region. Poor fielding once again, but good backing up there by Jack. And he keeps it to 2. Work to do here for the mid-wicket fielder. And he does very well.
Yeah, good piece of tag team work down there on the deep mid-wicket boundary. Right, so it's the final ball of the innings coming up. Brace yourselves, gentlemen. Can we see a big hit here? Nafis, well, it's good bowling again, just outside the off stump. The batsman couldn't quite get the timing right. He will come back for the second, though. And Prime Gladiators innings will be wrapped up to 94-5 in their allotted 10 overs. I think it's a competitive score from what we have seen in this tournament so far. And we are in for an interesting chase.
Well, Mehboob was impressive, 36 of 25. He set the tone and laid the foundation, was nicely supported by Sajjad getting 21 and 15. Both of them were stitching a very fine partnership. But after that, nobody really came there and made the noise with the bat. Nevertheless, the foundation was laid in the 10-over contest, and the start helped them get to 92. The extras, they're 15, not helping the cause there for the Stallions, but the Gladiators will be delighted with this batting effort of theirs. Deepak Singh, the captain, began with the proceedings. Didn't quite find success early on, but it was Ronak who gave them those breakthroughs, and after that also broke the back of the Gladiators with 3 for 10 in his 2. He was nicely supported by Umair, and Hetul in the end a little expensive when he bowled that final over going for 12 runs. Oh yes, the Prime Gladiators winning the toss, decided to bat first, got to 92 in their 10 overs, and Mehboob 36 of 25, Sajjad 21 did the bulk of the scoring. Ronak, what a fine bowling effort by him, 3 for 10 in his 2, nicely supported by Umair as well, who gave away only 11 in his 2 overs and getting a wicket as well of Faisal. So this means that the equation is loud and clear, and the writing is on the wall. Is when the Stallions come out to bat, they will need to get 93 in the 10 overs.
Yeah, I think, Mick, I don't think it's a competitive target on this pitch today. It had a few demons in it yesterday. The ball was jagging around a little bit. The pitch was wet, freshly watered. I think the bowlers took full advantage of that. Today, I think it's a different ball game altogether. I saw the ball coming onto the bat. It was more poor batting. I think it was down to more poor batting that Prime Gladiators weren't able to score a competitive target, and I feel like it should be a walk in the park for Stallions when they come out to bat, unless they really mess it up with the bat.
Oh yes, but when you're chasing 90 odd runs in a 10-over contest, you'll always want to feel that it's a task that you'll have to execute right from the word go, and that's why the pressure can mount if a few dot deliveries can also creep into the ranks early on. But this contest clearly has the ingredients of a box office game. We saw it last evening as well. Teams coming almost close but then faltering. So fair to say that we have a contest on the cards here as well.
Welcome back to this live broadcast of the match when we have Prime Gladiators versus Stallions. Alongside me is Raza, Anjum. Raza, welcome back. And we should be seeing the chase in a minute from now. It's been a wonderful, wonderful first innings. Ups and downs for the batting team. But then they managed a very good competitive score in this T10 game. This is QCA T10 Ramadan Cup brought to you by Ooredoo.
Yeah, Chandan, I feel it's quite a competitive target on this ground. As we saw yesterday, the ball did jag around quite a lot. It'll be interesting to see how it goes tonight as we have Sheikh taking the strike. First ball, a bit of movement there. A bit of seam right into the batsman, comprehensively beaten.
Bashar starting the proceedings from the industrial area end. Asif has faced the first delivery. He was beaten. That's beaten again. What bowling that is. Pitched up. Straight into the gloves of the keeper. Bashar on the money here. He started very well this over.
Well, I was just thinking there is not much in it for the bowlers tonight, but those first two balls have certainly indicated that there is a bit of juice in it still for the bowlers. There's a bit of an argument between the fielders and the umpires at the moment. I think it has something to do with the bowlers wearing spikes, and the umpires obviously concerned that it will damage the pitch. So just to remind everyone here that the bowlers are not allowed, even the fielders and batsmen in fact, have not been allowed to wear spikes in this tournament.
It's such a nice game here, paced up in this second day of this QCA tournament. Bowler missing at this occasion. They've not started well, the batting side. The Stallions, they have a target in front of them, 93 to win, which was exactly the target in yesterday's first game as well. But the chasing team couldn't. This one was pitched right on the target. Ball hitting on the pads towards the square leg area. One single taken. They opened their account, not with the bat probably. Umpire still waiting for the signal.
Yeah, it was a good piece of thinking by the bowler though. A couple of deliveries moving away from the batsman and then one just jagging back in. And I think he was eyeing that LBW. Couldn't quite get it on that fifth stump outside. And in he comes again. Well, interesting. Within the line of the stump, so he's obviously intending to bowl it within the line of the stumps and get him out, LBW or bowled. It's been a sedate start by Stallions. They are 1 for none in 0.4 overs, but obviously they haven't got a mountain to climb here. It's a relatively low score, and a couple of big overs, a couple of big buildings can do the trick for them.
Don't call that a low score, Raza. Yesterday we saw that was a 93 total game as well. This one has been a single sneaked in there, although that's a wide ball.
Yeah, within the context of the game, Chandra, I would agree that it's been a competitive total. However, in T10 cricket, a target of 91 is not what you'd be happy with when you go out there and win the toss.
I do agree to you, but looking at the pitch conditions, this is unlikely to happen. Some good bowling here. This has been smacked towards the point area for a boundary. This is the first boundary of the innings.
I think slashed away, just throwing his arms at it. It was right outside the off stump. He had the opportunity to free his arm and hits it through point for the first boundary of the innings.
Boundaries have to come. Boundaries have to come. This was a wonderful over so far, but a 4 with this ball coming in. The score has gone up to 7 in the first 5 balls.
Well, a good comeback there. There's a loud shout for LBW, but the umpire's finger is unmoved. I think that was going down the leg side. The fielder is quite adamant. The fielders are quite adamant, and so is the bowler. They think it's out. But we'll look at the replay again, and I think that was drifting down the leg side. Yeah, a bit of shape in there. Well, it did look much closer on the replay than it did on the first sight.
I think height was a very big concern that umpire, showed there. So most likely reason was the height on that occasion. We are 8 for no loss after first over. Nafis will be bowling his first over and the second of the innings. 92 runs is what the Gladiators scored, and 93 is the target.
Yeah, Nafis is a wily customer. He wouldn't give much away. Bowls wicket to wicket. His gentle pace, so if the batsman is proactive, they might be able to put him away, but he's deadly accurate from what I've seen of him in domestic cricket. Well, in he comes, first ball. Asif is going to be on strike. And, well, not much pace on that delivery, and we've seen that's been the pattern, especially from bowlers who've been able to do well in the first innings. We saw Ronak picking up 3 wickets.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Taking off the pace of that ball and sending it to the keeper. That's the key. That's the key. The dot balls are the key here. One more time. This time played straight to the fielder. Single taken nonetheless. Was a very, very quick and sharp single. Batsman had no hesitation whatsoever. Score moves to 9.
I think with the kind of pace that Nafis is bowling, the keeper might just want to come up to the stumps, prevent the batsman from using their feet. It might not carry to the keeper anyways, even if it takes an edge.
This is Nafis one more time. Again a slower ball. Nothing there for the batsman. It's pitched on the right spot. Good length, good line. Straight to the stumps. Batsman had no choice than to defend it to the cover region for no runs. Well, you're absolutely right, Raza. The keeper should come up to the stumps.
And there's a big appeal for LBW. I mentioned he would keep doing that, keep chipping away, bowling full, just outside that off stump, good length. And the batsman also might think about playing him as a spinner, because there isn't really much pace there. It's just good accuracy. Will just come in, nice and simple action, and hitting those areas. Good lengths and good lines.
This is Nafis once again. This time down the line, down the track. It's a biggie. It's a 6 to the sponsor boards. What a shot that was.
Well, he's got a piece of that all right. There was a full moon a couple of nights ago, and somebody down there has just picked that ball up and sent it back in. Take a bow. Magnificent shot.
Asif this time making no mistake, and shot for taking. Score moves to 16 for no loss. This one has been taken at the point. What a catch that was, a straightforward. But then batsman had no choice than to play this ball. The point fielder takes the catch. The first wicket goes down.
Yeah, harmless delivery once again outside the off-stump, fullish. It was there to be hit, and for a moment I thought he had a good piece of that, but straight down the throat of the point fielder, and it's the first wicket down for Stallions.
The batsman will be thinking twice while on his way back to the pavilion. What have I done? What have I done? That was a ball to be hit, but the slash sent it straight to the point fielder.
Yeah, I think, Chandra, that's where maturity of a batsman comes into play. He's just hit a 6. All he needed to do was rotate the strike, although that ball was there to be hit, so fair enough. He had a go outside that off stump. But playing it along the carpet still was a much, much better option. They just didn't really need to lose that momentum once they had gained it.
Jack is the new batsman who has joined Sheikh Zayed in the strip there. Ismail will be bowling his first over from industrial area end. Run rate is 8 right now. We completed 2 overs. Score is 16 for the loss of 1 wicket. 77 still required at the rate of 9.6. Let's see what happens now. Big appeal for LBW. Umpire is unmoved this time. A single taken. These are leg buys. Runs coming in whatever shape and form they come in. Good for Stallions.
They did look really close from the commentary box. We'll wait and see if there is a replay of that coming up. Straight and full, wrapped on the pads. Ismail once again, and once again bowling within the line of the stumps, but it's gone down to the fine leg. He's coming back for the second, and he's happy with that. So a good delivery though, targeting the stumps, and had he missed that line, it would have been really interesting.
That was stuck to the third man area. Couple of runs there for Stallions.
I think it came off the inside half of the bat, not exactly where he had intended it to go.
Jack opens his account with that double. This time it's beaten, wanted to defend the ball, but completely missed the length of the ball.
I think I've seen Ismail bowl in these domestic games, and that's what he will do. Try to bowl within the line of those stumps. He's quite accurate with his line and length.
Remember, we are in the last over of the power play. This is wherein you have to hit big shots. No, not at all. One more dot ball. That's sent back to the bowler. So 2 more balls to go for the power play. This is a golden opportunity for Jack to hit some big 6s or some boundaries.
Yeah, I think there is a case for him to use his feet, do something different, play a clip, be proactive. Just don't allow the bowler to bowl at you, and use his feet, exactly what he does, and earns himself a boundary. He had to be proactive, did exactly what the doctor ordered, and as a result was able to break the shackles. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of approach you needed. Yeah, disturb his length, do something different. A bit of innovation always helps, and it did on that occasion as well.
That's what exactly I was mentioning, Raza. He had to go for a big shot. Square leg was completely open. He had that good swing of the bat and a good connection there. Boundary for the taking.
Oh, he's gotten hold of that, and that's gone miles. Into the grandstand it goes, and half a dozen to Stallions. Wow, what a good shot. Have a look at that. Fantastic. He's got a piece of that all right. Right off the meat of the bat. The balance perfect. Extension of the arms. That's all it was. And depositing it right over the boundary for a 6.
Wonderful shot that. 29 for 1. This is what exactly I was saying. In the power play, they have reached a score of 29. The first early wicket falling there for 0. That was Sheikh Zayed. And then it's all about Jack, who scored some good runs there.
Yeah, I was mentioning, Chandar, the quality of bowling was different last night. We had some really good bowlers on display. With medium pace dominating this game, I think the batting team still has a really good chance of chasing this one down and doing it by just cruising along.
I'm very keen to see a chase happening here. So yesterday we didn't see any team chasing. So today we hope to see this score being chased. They have to score 93. Still 64 of the last 7 overs to be scored, which requires a run rate of 9.14. Sheikh Zayed has not opened his score yet, has not opened his account yet. He's faced 4 balls and they were all dot balls. Jack is in form.
And there's a wide delivery. It will go down for a few overthrows as well. Buys a bit of a gift really from the bowlers, and that's what a couple of good shots can do. And they're coming back for the third as well. That's schoolboy stuff. And looking for the fourth, but it's not really on there. Needless, to say the least. And wide as well. So we're just making my point earlier how a couple of good shots, a couple of big shots can completely change the equation of the game, and I think that's what's happened here.
Somebody needs to back up the throws. This is poor stuff from the fielding side. This should not happen at such level of cricket. This has been flicked, but for no runs. Oh, there's no bat on that. That's a wide ball. That's a wide ball. I'm sorry. That's a wide ball. It looked to me as if the ball was flicked. Was very, very fine with the keeper.
Yeah, I think it missed everything there. So, Chandra, I think this is where game knowledge and a bit of experience comes into play. They're cruising along at the moment, the Stallions. They don't need to do anything out of the ordinary here. Just clip the ball around, take a couple of singles. The pressure's on the opposition. They are the ones who have to make it happen, do something different.
I believe they're in a safe zone right now. They require 8.43, which is gettable from here if they have wickets in hand. One more time. This time charged down the ground. Straight to the fielder in deep mid-wicket area then. Good throw. Batsman wanted to take a second run, but settled for a single.
I think that's good cricket. That's sensible cricket there. Ticking the strike along.
Alongside the big shots, singles and doubles have to come, Raza. That's the format of the game.
Oh, that looks really, really close, and the dreaded finger has been raised, and just when we were praising them, he tries to play that ball across the line. It wasn't really there. It was full and onto his pads. Should have really tried to either defend it or play it with a straight bat. But obviously wasn't able to do that and losing his wicket in the process.
Sheikh Zayed goes without scoring. That's a golden duck. 5 balls wasted. This is a format of the game wherein you are not wasting those balls. This is a T10 game, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the T10 Ramadan Cup coming live from Doha, from Doha's Asian Town International Cricket Stadium.
Now they've opened the floodgates. I hope they haven't opened the floodgates, but they've opened the gates for sure for the bowling side, for the Gladiators to come back into this one. They were cruising along, but one bad shot. This is the beauty of this game. One bad shot can change the complexion of the game altogether. This time it's a good shot. It's flicked it away. First ball, he gets off the mark with the boundary as well.
Hetal, the new batsman, in, and straightaway first ball flicks a wonderful ball for a 4. This has been a good cricket here. Wickets falling and some runs being scored as well. 8.3 is the required run rate to get to the target. They need 54 from here on. Omar had been good with that LBW. One more time, Omar bowls to Hetal. This time he just tucks the ball. Goes in the area of cow corner and 2 runs taken.
I think that was nicely flicked away off his hips, off his pads rather. Earning a couple. Just making sure he keeps the scoreboard ticking. Also important, I think, in this format of the game as well. In he comes, Umar. And this time nicely balled right up in the block hole. Not much you can do about it. But some credit, I think, needs to be given to Hittel for playing that shot. Not playing it across the line. Realizing a dot ball at this stage will do no harm whatsoever.
Absolutely. Stallions 41 for 2. This one has been sent to the fielder. This is a chance of run out. No, a wide throw. Single taken nonetheless. Score moves to 42 for the loss of 2 wickets at the end of 4 overs. Right now the run rate is 10.5, which makes it 8.5 to score here on 51 still required of last 6 overs.
Yeah, I think that should be a walk in the park from this point onwards as we look at the over by over analysis here. So you can see in the middle the comparison between Prime Gladiators and Stallions. It does look like at this stage Prime Gladiators were doing slightly better than their counterparts. Over number 4 and 5 were the biggest towers for them, but Stallions obviously are cruising along at this stage, so they don't really need to do anything out of the ordinary.
Absolutely, absolutely. They're doing very well. As I said, 8.5 can be scored of the last over as well, in case they can keep scoring those 8.5 runs per over here on. We are at the 5th over now. The score is 42 for 2. Faisal is a new bowler. That's been sent wide of the off stump, very wide, and umpire had no hesitation whatsoever to call it a wide.
A bit of swing, a bit of shape away from the batsman, and I think that's what I was mentioning early on. There is a bit of juice in it for the bowlers if they hit the right areas and appropriate lengths. And this time was a bit short, cramped him for room, but nicely dabbed away, playing it late with soft hands, getting the strike moving.
I think the partnership will play a very vital role here. Hittel and Jack, they have both been very good. They have played some good balls, they have left some good balls, they have hit some boundaries, and the partnership is growing very, very good.
Absolutely, partnerships is the key word in any format of the game. So important. You've got to be able to work well with your partner. This time, trying to use his feet, swinging wild, wasn't able to find anything but thin air.
When we talk of these balls, what he has been doing is he has been hitting the right length, wherein the batsman had to either play with soft hands or the ball goes to the keeper. Right now, this ball as well, same. It's been put in the right area when batsman had no room than to defend.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's been immaculate with these lengths. Although, as I said earlier, the batting team doesn't really need to do anything out of the ordinary at this stage. So a bit of creativity, a bit of proactiveness, I guess, is required from the fielding side. Probably bring a fielder in. Again, dabs it away for a single. It'll be it's an interesting passage of play here. I think there is a case for the opposition captain, the bowling captain, the Gladiators captain, to maybe think about bringing a fielder in, bring a long off or a long on into the circle, invite the batsman to go for it, stop those singles, do something to bring yourself back in the game.
Absolutely, absolutely. That should be the key right now. The umpire has, the captain, sorry, apologies. Captain has to think out of the box right now. But at the same time, the batsmen, they have to score those 8.5 runs if they have to win this match. Otherwise, it's going to be an uphill task.
Yeah, can't really go through the motions here. Having said that, he's been able to bowl a tidy over so far, just the 4 runs of it. Last ball coming up, and It went straight to the fielder at short mid wicket, but they still scamper through for a single. So a tidy over comes to an end, and as this match is evenly poised, we welcome Mikhail and Mr. Kumar back into the commentary box.
.47 for 2 in 5 overs. 9.40 run per over. That's what they're going at the moment. They got Jack Joman on 15 of 10. Could be the game changer. In the commentary box, I'm Devendra. With me is Mikhail Vaswani. Good evening, Mikhail.
Good evening, Devendra. And in pursuit of 92, the start has been very decent here by the Stallions. They were very ordinary in the field, but they're making it count with the bat. This partnership also is looking very nice at the moment. Jack has come out with intent, and it's an even contest at the moment as Omar, after picking up a wicket in his first over, will be eager to add some finishing touches.
It's a good delivery. Looking to find a way to get a wicket here. 1 or 2 wickets might change the way things will happen from here on.
The next 30 deliveries pretty much sums up what the approach should be over here. 92 is what the Gladiators got. 45 needed at the moment in 30 deliveries. 8 wickets in hand. The batting side seems to be ahead. I called it an even contest, but 9 out of 10 times in such chases, the batting side looks as if they are ahead. A single towards long on.
But there will be pressure moments as well in this chase. 1 wicket and the new batter coming in could present a little bit of dangerous proposition to the team as well. So partnership is key, keeping the wickets in hand, taking it deep, at the same time making sure that they stay in hunt. This time he gets it over the top and he gets a boundary, a fluent stroke from Jack Joman.
Jack has come out with intent, is executing it well. This time using his feet and plays that towards the cow corner region in the vacant area, and in the process the Stallions also get across the 50-run mark. They'll have to find the boundaries every now and then. Nafees has already conceded a 4 in his 3rd delivery. You can never really settle in as a batter or as a bowler in this format. Every ball is an event, Devendra.
Slow delivery, gets away with that. Which team is favourite to win from here? You reckon the batting side?
I'd want to believe if Jack can hang around for the next 3 to 4 overs, and if he can middle a few, the target of 92 can be breached, and it'll also become something very unique in this tournament, that a chasing side is winning it. Gives the charge this time. He's picked it up. He's picked it up in fine style. It goes the distance as well, and the cheer in the dugout says it all. Jack is finding the sweet spot, and he's making batting look very easy at the moment.
Excellent footwork and great timing. Once again coming down the pitch and hammering it away. Did not try to hit it hard, just making sure that he was spot on when he made that connection. Kept his shape and hammered it away over the boundary ropes for a 6. 59 for 2, looking rosy at the moment for the batting unit.
Oh yes, already 12 runs in the first 5 deliveries. Gives the charge this time again. Yes and a no. A misfield, and he denies the single in the process, but a good over here for the Stallions. 12 runs off it, and they won't be complaining. They found a move on from here.
2 batters at the crease showing great composure at the moment. Jack and his partner. This time around, if you look at the chase for Stallion Sports Centre, it's just rising at the moment and looking quite good. The way they've been going about the business of getting runs, getting boundaries when they needed the most, they've been able to deliver it. Still in there, any team can win. It's just a matter of a couple of wickets. If you get the set batsman out, there's a possibility of coming back in the contest as well. Under lights here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium. day number 2, second match to come after the completion of this match starting at 8:30.
Worked it towards the mid-wicket region, running the first run fast. He'll settle for a 1. What a contest on the cards at the moment. 34 and 24 make that 33 and 23. Jack looking dangerous. Hetul is playing the second fiddle. Mid-pitch discussion. They have a plan in place. Pressure on the fielding side.
And also running between the wicket has been excellent in this innings, and that's been the hallmark of the progression of the innings as well.
Oh, he goes big. I don't think so. He's been in it. He's found the field that long off, and it's taken. Oh, it's been put down. For a while, it looked like he had taken the catch, and he knows it that he's put one down, which looked very simple and straightforward.
A simple opportunity on the boundary could have been game-changing moment. This hammering it, not quite getting the elevation straight into the hands of the fielder. Did not have to move much, but concentration on the boundary ropes.
This time, a much more cultured shot. Just going back to that catch, just put himself in a very, very difficult position while taking it. The technique, go the Australian way or the conventional way. Sometimes you also lose the sighting under lights. But that was not the reason. That should have been taken at this level. No half chances, no half measures rather.
Awareness, game awareness, wherever is stationed, whether on the boundary or inside the circle as well. Should be expecting the catches coming your way, especially when the batters are trying to accelerate.
And this is a very crucial phase in the game, Devinder. At this stage, if you take catches, you can quite literally say they'll win matches. Watchfully defended, full face of the bat. It's a test match like defense. Against the run of play, Jack Joman. We know him for the big, big home runs, and all of a sudden he brings out a copybook front foot defense.
Looking to pick the delivery to hit. That was a slower delivery, did not want to take any risk. Just want to get through this over and then look to attack in the remaining overs. This time he gets the top edge. It's gone high up in the air, and it's been taken.
Well, the ball was travelling everywhere, but it landed up just around the 22 yards with the wicketkeeper taking the catch. That was a top edge. It was skied very high in the air, and the best man to take such skies is the man with the gloves behind the stumps. Very big wicket here for Stallions. They know, beg your pardon, for the Gladiators. Seeing the back of Jack Joman at this stage of the game will mean that they have that 1 foot of theirs across the finishing line. But still, it's not over. Jack, after a very fine innings, will have to walk back to the dugout. 27 in 18. What a fine innings he's played.
62 for 3 after 6.5 overs. This has been great over from bowling perspective, just conceding 3 runs and a wicket as well. 1 over can change a lot in T10. Not much time for recovery. The partnership has been broken. They were looking quite comfortable, cruising along in the chase, getting boundaries at a crucial moments, but now can they continue with that momentum? The boundary production will be key in order to chase this total down. This time he flicks the ball away. Chance for run out. Oh, he has found another wicket. 2 wickets, back-to-back wickets for the team to celebrate. A complete shift in momentum, Mikhail.
Oh yes, another needless run. A yes, no, poor calling. Fielder right there. A direct hit. It's all over here for Hetul. And he's livid with his partner. That's because he knew that he could do something in the middle. What it does it now, it brings 2 new batters in the middle and just compounds problems further for the Stallions. This is very, very poor batting. In fact, it's Ronak who has to depart. He did very well with the ball, Ronak, early in the day, 3 for 10, but has to depart without scoring. And this means that problems are now plenty for the Stallions. 62 for 4, 18 deliveries left, 31 to get. It's game on, ladies and gentlemen.
Great over from Faisal. Is conceding 3 runs and taking 2 wickets. Prior to the start of the 7th over, the Stallions were favourite to win the contest, but in this over, everything had changed drastically. 2 wickets and 3 runs. An excellent game-changing over from Faisal. 62 for 4. It's going to be tough going. 31 to win from 3. It can be done still with Hetul at the crease. 12 of 10. Abdul, the new man, has arrived at the crease.
And that's the reason why most teams prefer batting first. That's because the pressure gets on to the youngsters in the middle. It's the T10 format. Remember, it's not the most familiar format for many professional and amateur cricketers. So the chase always turns out to be tricky in the T10 format. Can they get 31 in 18? Hetul still in the middle, but he's losing partners at the other end. Abdul joins him.
And he's beaten again. Excellent delivery. New batsman at the crease. It's going to be very challenging in order to pick the line in length under lights. Most of the players are playing for the first time under lights here. Mehboob. Fine leg up in the circle. This time he's away on the onside. Not quite getting the kind of connection that he wanted on that occasion. Will take a single. Singles won't do much dent to the opposition. This has been a great comeback from the bowling unit. First the batters putting a competitive total on the board, and then we saw the opposition running away with the game, but that one over changed everything.
Yes, it's a matter of deliveries in the T10 format, and the momentum shifts rapidly from one side to the other. And at the moment, all of a sudden, it's the Gladiators who brought themselves back. Stallions were looking good. That run rate has dropped, and the asking rate increase. Gives the charge in no position at all whatsoever. The ball climbing on him, hitting him the visor of the helmet as well. Just being asked upon as well by the wicketkeeper if he's doing fine.
Most of the batters looked comfortable at the crease, but not this time. It's a different equation altogether. When you're forced to take runs, forced to score runs, it's a different scenario altogether. You're thinking about different areas you want to hit rather than watching the ball.
Oh, has that taken the underedge? Excitement behind the stumps and in front of the stumps, and he's been given as well. The umpire taking his time to raise the finger. Still some confusion for the batter, but he's been asked to go back to the dugout. Another wicket falls in quick succession here, and the Stallions are losing their way.
Excellent delivery. So batsman trying to heave the ball through the onside, just kept it wide outside the off stump, getting the inner edge, and a fine low catch taken by the keeper. He was convinced, the bowler was convinced, and umpire took his time, but eventually he raised his finger to signal the batter out. So another wicket goes down. The batter is not happy at all, but it looks like that ball carried through to the gloves of the keeper. 12. The set batsman also perishes in the chase, and now it looks very, very difficult to attain this target here for the team Stallions.
Yes, it was the square leg umpire who had to take a call as well in the end, if that carried to the wicket keeper. Now what it does is Umar joins Abdul, and when you have two new batters in the middle at a time when you need to get 30 and 14 deliveries, it is a very, very difficult task. I'll tell you, all of a sudden it's the Gladiators who are gliding in the middle at the moment. The Stallions need a miracle.
The batting was superb for the prime Gladiators after winning the toss and batting first. There was a little bit of slow pace in the innings as well. This time he carves the ball away through the offside, and hesitation was still. They should be able to collect 2 more runs, but twos and singles won't do it. They need boundaries, flurry of boundaries to come into the contest.
Oh yes, indeed. Who is going to be the magic man for the batting side? Who is going to turn this game into a miracle for them? That's because right now they are against the run of play. Mehboob has bowled very well in the first over of his, given away only 3 runs, taken a wicket in the first 5 deliveries. It's day 2 of Ooredoo Presents QCA Ramadan T10 powered by Elite Sports. Match number 3 in progress. We have another 14 days of cricket lined up. Another 30 odd matches, and it's going to be quite a carnival.
This time he gets the edge, might not get the boundary. And will be back for the 2. And they will complete 2 more runs. So plenty of exciting talent at display here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium. 16 days of cricket carnival here in Qatar, Doha, the capital city of Qatar. That's the batting card. 12 and 27. That's where they looked quite good. The partnership was building as well between Jack and Hetul, but after that procession of wickets, 67 for 5 with 11 extras in 8 overs, 26 to win from 12. A mid-wicket conference between the two batters about how can they get to this target. They need boundaries. Singles and twos won't do it. Whoever has the strike should be aiming for big.
Who is going to be the Andre Russell here for the Stallions? Who is going to play the Pollard-like innings? 26 needed in 12, still very gettable. You need a few good deliveries coming onto the bat where they can clear the ropes, and the pressure will be back on the fielding side. But at the moment, over to Bashar. Can he bowl 6 tidy deliveries and take his team at least give them the hope of getting across the line?
Or Ravindra Jadeja.
Not a great start. You don't want to bowl extras. Mohammad Naeem, the Empire, was there last evening as well. Very active member in the Qatar cricketing circuit. Very fine custodian of the sport.
Bashar bowled the first over quite impressively with pace and movement and accuracy as well. This is different situation under pressure to deliver. This time he gets the edge. There is protection there on the boundary. Will get only a single here.
Too many edges this evening, but they've also found the sweet spot. But at the moment, they need to find the big hits. And that's why you need those 10 ball, 25 runs kind of batters at this stage of the game. Yes, half the side is in the dugout, but I'd want to believe in T10 you have multi-dimensional cricketers, and you'd always have utility players who can lend a lot of depth with the bat.
Also conditioned to hit it straight away. Some batters, they try to take a bit of time to get themselves used to, but in T10 no scope. So mentally prepared for the action. You visualize and prepare yourself in a way that you are ready to strike from the ball go.
Gives the charge but plays across the line. A wild swing and he misses it once again. Should have played that through the line, but that's what pressure can do. 2 new batters, you can't blame them much, but as you pointed out, Devinder, you need to have batters who can just come in and strike the ball from the word go. They need to convert even the good length deliveries into big scoring opportunities.
That will be wide, extra. There will be extra run as well. Wise will be signal from the umpire. Wide signal.
Still 4 legal deliveries left in this over, and if they can get another 12 to 15 runs, I'd want to believe this game will go there. Even 10 runs, for that matter, will just bring the game back into the equation.
Do they have the wherewithals? This time it's bowled him. He has struck the gold at a time when they had little chance of getting to this total. That hope is also diminished now.
Oh yes, dragging this one onto the stumps. He's just playing it on, going for that big hit, that massive heave. And in the process, the ball crashes into the stumps after getting an inside edge. Ever impressive Bashar strikes once again. Give him the new ball, he'll get your wicket. Give him the semi-new ball in the death as well, and he'll get your wicket as well. Abdul has to depart. He couldn't really add much to that scorecard of theirs. He walks back for 2 in 4 deliveries. Bashar once again striking for the Gladiators.
We got one more match lined up after this, starting at 8:30. Pak Afghan versus Stars CC. Plenty of exciting talent from Afghanistan on display. This time he gets good connection. Has he found enough wood on it to carry it to the boundary? It's not going to go. The fielder will come across to stop that one. Batters will collect 2 more runs.
And in the process, the running was so vigorous that the pads have come out, Devinder. Nevertheless, there's not much power behind that shot, and that's why it didn't really go towards the mid-wicket boundary. But look at that. So nice to see the wicket-keeper quickly coming out there and helping the batter just to ensure that, you know, they don't really go over it as well. But the fielding side has concerns.
The captain could be penalized. 73 for 6. Deepak has 2. Ooredoo presents QCA T10 Ramadan Cup 2022.
The title sponsors of the QCA Ramadan T10 powered by Elite Sports. Ooredoo. Oh, he's picked that up. Has he got the distance of that? Fielder coming underneath. Good attempt, but does not quite get to it. They'll steal 2 runs in the process. All happening here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium.
Good effort from the fielder coming in from the boundary. Just falling short, not quite collecting it. It was more confidence is that about running onto the pitch now. It requires umpire's intervention to do the job. Tightening up the pads there. 75 for 6, 8.5 overs bowled in the second innings. After winning the toss and batting first, Prime Gladiators getting to 92 for 5 in their 10 overs. Collected 9 runs from the first over, then a couple of quiet overs. After that, some good hits to take the score in the vicinity where they feel that they can win the game as well. In response, they were quite close enough. This time he gets a connection. It's gone high up in the air. The keeper will get there. He will collect the catch. Another wicket is found by Bashar here. 2 wickets in this over. Little bit of extra bounce. He gets a little bit of extra bounce. The tennis ball bounce, getting the top edge, and no mistake from the wicket keeper.
Stallions are just finding the going difficult at the moment, and in the process to get to the target of 93, they are losing wickets in a hurry. Deepak, the captain, departs for 4. Another wicket falls, the 7th for the Stallions, and at the moment, once again, the batting side, the side that decided to bat first, have their nose ahead in this contest. 18 needed in 6. Technically, it's very, very possible. 3 hits away from what will be a famous victory here for the Stallions. But who is the Stallion in the side, Devinder, who can get that 3 big home runs for them?
Can Usman do the job for the team? Umar has been there at the crease for quite some time but hasn't got the connection. Usman, all hopes relying on his ability to clear the boundary ropes. In someone like Carlos Brathwaite, Andre Russell, Ravinder Jadeja to do the job for the team from this position, or even Dwayne Smith. He is away through the onside, along the ground, and safely fielded by the fielder on the boundary, restricting the opposition to just a single.
They were just chancing that second run for the throw. But they need the big hits. They need a 6 here. Omar has 5 deliveries, and if he can keep them quiet, it's victory here for the Gladiators. Taken on the full this time. Has he connected it? He's racing toward the square leg boundary. Much needed 4. That makes the equation more interesting now. 13 needed in 4. They live to fight on here, the Stallions. They're not throwing in the towel. They're ready to challenge the Gladiators. That was a very poor delivery, angled on the pads, and it's been heaved away towards the square leg region.
A much needed boundary, a timely boundary from Usman. Better near the crease. It was full toss, that's all right, but he was successful in getting the ball into the gap with 3 fielders on the onside. Square leg was also positioned, but he was successful in finding the gap through the onside to get a boundary. This time he's beaten with a little bit of extra bounce. 13 to win.
Two sixes and a 4, game is done. 2 sixes and a single, the game is done. 3 fours, the game ends up into a super over. Easier said than done, Devinder. This is it. It's been played down the ground to long off for a single. This will pretty much sum up the mood for the fielding side as well.
They need 2 sixes in 2 deliveries. Can they get there? 2 sixes in 2 deliveries. It's going to be really difficult with no set batsman in there. And also the way Omar is bowling. Good shot. Gets the gap. Gets 4. They can't win.
8 needed in 1. This 4 has come a little late in the day. From the bat of Omar. Gave the charge this time and bisected the gap. Very powerful strike towards the extra cover region. I'll tell you what. It may have gone down to the last over, but not the last ball, unless this one ends up being an extra delivery. All Omar has to do is keep it simple, and it's game, set, match. And it's game, set, match as well for the Gladiators. They win this contest, and even as an extra run takes them closer to the target, but they'll not be able to breach that total of 92, and this means that the Gladiators secure 2 points in Ooredoo Presents QCA Ramadan T10 powered by Elite Sports.
And the trend continues. The team winning the toss and batting first, winning again in the betting card. They needed good start, a powerful start at the top of the order to get over the line against a very strong bowling unit from the prime Gladiators. On the 27 of 18 from Jack Joman, who kept the team in the hunt in company with Hetul Patel. After that, 11 of 6 from the blade of Umar Riaz. Otherwise, nothing significant contributed, and they needed timely runs which they couldn't acquire. That's the bowling lineup. 2 for 15 in 2 overs from Basar Abdul, bowling with a new ball, getting the ball to move around, and then with the semi-new ball also getting 2 wickets from that over. 1 wicket for Omar Saeed, 1 for Faisal Anwar as well, and good support provided by Mehbubur Rahman as well, taking 1 wicket for 5 in solitary over. That's the situation. Prime Gladiators eventually winning it, and that's the match summary. In 10 overs, getting 92 for 5 with 15 extras, where contribution coming in from the blade of Mehbubur Rahman and Sajjad, 21 and 36, and 3 wickets for Ronak. In response, Prime Gladiators were successful in reducing the opposition to 87 for 7, winning by 5 runs. We take a short break. When we come back, we will have the presentation and toss.
witnessed a very wonderful cricketing game here between Prime Gladiators and Stallion Sports, and at the end it was Prime Gladiators who became victorious. Lots of things to take out from this game. I'd like to call upon the presentation party here. Mr. Riaz, if you can come up to give the man of the match, please. Prime Gladiators winning this contest by 6 runs. A very good game of cricket being played here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium in Doha. A couple of contenders for the man of the match. Jack did well, Ronak did well, but at the end it was the jury who decided to give it to Mahbubur Rahman for his 36 of 25 balls. Mr. Riaz, if we can hand over the man of the match trophy, please.